China is fully prepared to fight to the very end because the world is big enough that the United States is not the totality of the market in the world. So if the United States wants to go in that direction of completely shutting itself out of the China market, be my guest.
Yeah, and China will lose the US market, which, as I've said, is 15%.
We don't care. We don't care. China has been here for 5,000 years. Most of the time, there was no United States, and we survived. And if the United States wants to bully China, we will deal with the situation without the United States. And we expect to survive for another 5,000 years.
When you hear Donald Trump say China wants a deal, it just doesn't know how to go about it. They're proud people. J.D. Vance talks about Chinese peasants. What do you make of their conduct in this respect?
If J.D. Vance thinks that he's dealing with the peasants in China, and I'm proud to be a descendant of the peasants, most of us are descendants of the peasants anyway, that's our tradition. We are farmers before, but now we are one of the leading industrialized economies in the world. So I'm sorry, J.D. Vance doesn't know what he's talking about. And therefore, I don't think there will be China-US dialogue unless the United States changes its attitude towards China. Deal with China as it is, show respect to China, show respect to the Chinese people, and don't try to impose your prejudice and biased view about China or about the rest of the world.
Y'all, when he said, we don't care, that told me everything I need to know. The United States is cooked. Welcome back to my channel, mother suckers. Hey, I am Eloho, back from maternity leave to discuss this trade war between the United States of America, aka President Donald Trump, and China. Two of China's largest fast fashion retailers, Temu and Shein, have warned U.S. customers that they will face price increases because of Trump and his tariffs. Both statements say, "Dear customers, thank you for your continued support. Since we began serving U.S. shoppers, our goal has been simple: to offer great fashion at affordable prices while creating a positive impact in the communities we serve. Due to recent changes in global trade rules and tariffs, our operating expenses have gone up. To keep offering the products you love without compromising on quality, we will be making price adjustments starting April 25th, 2025. Until April 25th, prices will stay the same, so you can shop now at today's rates. We stand ready to make sure your orders arrive smoothly during this time. We're doing everything we can to keep prices low and minimize the impact on you. Our team is working hard to improve your shopping experience and stay true to our mission, making fashion accessible to everyone." According to AP News, the stock market has plummeted worldwide, with the S&P 500 closing its worst week since COVID-19. Economists warn that the tariffs will raise the prices of products consumers buy each day, from groceries to car repairs. As businesses face higher costs, some say economies worldwide could see slower hiring, more layoffs, and lower incomes down the road. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump has doubled down, even tripled down, on his commitment to tariffs, maintaining that his new levels will bring trillions of dollars of investments to the U.S. That's not what's going to happen.
President Trump's trade war with China and its impact on this country's biggest exporter. Yesterday, Bloomberg News reported that Beijing had ordered Chinese airlines to halt deliveries of all Boeing aircraft. Neither Boeing nor the Chinese government have commented, but President Trump appeared to confirm the report in a social media post. What does this mean for Boeing?
Well, this is likely a big blow for them. I mean, you think about it, they've already had a really tough year with whistleblower accusations, pressure on the stock price. But this is China going after an iconic American company. You said it. They're the biggest exporter in the U.S., and China's a really big market for them. Over the next 2 decades, they project 20% of their demand is going to come from China. So this represents an opportunity for Airbus, a competitor, to slot in.
Yeah. So do you think that China will target more American companies? And if they do, how is that going to impact the consumer here?
So this is part of the trade war playbook. This is a non-tariff tool that China can weld, and this was already a concern back in the 2018 trade war. So if they decide to expand the strategy, you could see companies that rely on China for revenue, like Disney, Tesla, Apple, Nvidia, Nike, Starbucks, the list goes on.
Wow.
And, you know, that is something when you think about the impact to the consumer. If they lose revenue in one area, well, they might raise prices in another area, and that sort of trickles down to us.
We don't care.
Tariffs are already having an impact on ports across the country, with some reporting cancellations of scheduled shipments. Officials say that could lead to lost jobs and an economic slowdown. Well, the Trump administration says it's already negotiating new trade deals with many countries, but rapidly changing policies are leading to uncertainty across multiple industries.
Breaking overnight, tariffs on China could jump as high as 245%. A White House fact sheet on Wednesday says the new hike is in response to China's retaliatory tariff of 125%. China has said it would not increase tariffs again, even if the United States does, posting this morning, quote, China remains committed to joining hands, not throwing punches. President Trump also hinting that phones and electronics may not be exempt from tariffs after all. Small imports will also be tariffed starting May 2nd, the president closing a loophole that had allowed imports less than $800 to be tariff exempt.
Listen, China refuses to be bullied. While all of this is happening, Chinese factory workers are on TikTok saying, since y'all want to play games, let's talk about how these $2,000 designer bags are really made for $2. Y'all check this out.
Who are the suppliers behind Louis Vuitton in China? Very few people know those suppliers because most of them have signed a confidential agreement with Louis Vuitton. But here, I will tell you something about them. 50% of the hardware accessories and the leather materials are all from these two cities, Guangzhou and Foshan, and 90% of the silks are all from Winsley in Hangzhou. You know, I have a friend who is a manager of a leather factory in Guangzhou. He told me that the cost of some products only less than $50. And how much they sell you in the boutique store? Okay guys, tell me in the comment section how much you ever spent for Louis Vuitton. Who are the suppliers behind Lululemon? Some of their yoga wears are actually from Xianglong Clothing and Huang Qisheng Clothing. And guess what? Both factories located in Yiwu here. And these two factories also supply clothing for Fila and Under Armour. I guess most of you know the price of Lululemon or other big brands. They sell you a legging pants for $100. And guess what? Here in these two factories, you can get them for around $5 to $6. Crazy! And what's even better? The material and the craftsmanship are basically the same because they all come the same production line. See, this is why people come to China and looking for the OEM factory because they just can get the cheapest and best quality product from there and sell you, I don't know how much. Alright guys, if you want to know more about Lululemon or any other active wear brands, leave your message in the comment section. Who are the suppliers behind the Salomon, Timberland, New Balance, Adidas, Nike, la 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 la? First, Baocheng Factory, one of the world's largest OEM sports shoe manufacturer. It is like a Foxconn in the shoemaking industry. During its heyday, it has over 100,000 employees in just one of its factories in Dongguan. What even surprised me is that it owns an independent brand called YY Sport. It's like a distributor for sports shoes like Nike and Adidas, same as like Foot Locker in America and JD Sports in England. Second, Huajian Group. It is one of the largest OEM manufacturer for leather shoes in China. On the other hand, Huajian mainly offer the OEM service towards those big brands like Gucci, Tory Burch, Coach, Calvin Klein, etc. Sounds crazy, right? Alright guys, this is Luna. Follow me for more China sources. There's nothing a Chinese factory can't make. Brooks Brothers, a premium shirt brand from the States, actually produce most of their products all in China. One of their largest suppliers is actually based in Guangdong in China. Interesting, the scale of the factories in this region specifically, they're not massive, but all of them are willing to invest heavily in research and development. For example, the world's first long-stable cotton gin sequencing product was completed here. Factories from this region are beloved by those world top brands like Tommy Hilfiger, Lacoste, Hugo Boss. Recent years, with the rise of emerging manufacturing countries like Vietnam and India, many might think that Guangdong's shirt industry might get impacted. But that's not the case, at least for now, because Guangdong's niche market is only for those middle to high-end markets like Europe and America. With its technological advantages, it will remain as a significant area. Alright guys, that's enough for today. If you're
one bag costs 6,150 from the boutique. The other 300 made by me.
Have you guys seen that TikTok video that the Chinese guy posted about exposing how luxury goods are made? Basically, most of the luxury brands we use every day are made in China, then shipped to Europe and sold to consumers at a premium. A wedding ring that we can buy for $2, they turn it into $2,000. China is the world's largest processing plant. You buy Gucci, 80% is made in China, Prada, 60% is made in China. Even Chanel, Fendi, Louis Vuitton, Adidas, Nike, etc. The only difference here is that China sends them to Europe and they put some little label on them that says made in France, made in Italy. It's ridiculous. While people are still criticizing Shein and Temu for being cheap and of poor quality, those expensive and good products that you think are made in France and Italy are actually from China. So what do you have to worry about? Come on, your MAGA hats are made in China. And now President Trump has imposed an additional 144% tariff on China.
Who paid the tariff on it? The Chinese government pays the tariff.
What is it talking about? I'm not kidding, but the top comment under this video is So who is paying the tariffs on Chinese goods? Some led actually believe that Chinese government is paying the tariffs. And the truth, the cost falls on businesses and the consumers. Factories won't absorb the losses. They are not in the business of losing money. And importers won't take the hit either. They will just pass the cost down the supply chain. And guess who's left to pay more at checkout? You, the consumer. Still not convinced? Just take a look at your local supermarket price. Oh, and the ad doesn't count.
Y'all, China said, hold my purse. Hold on. Now, I think most of us in the US had an idea that majority of the bags were made in China, but overwhelmingly, people really love to believe that their luxury bags are made in Europe and are of better quality than those bags made in China. The overwhelming thought is that if it's made in China, it's fake. Well, baby, all the bags are made in China. So this is what America has come to. A trade war, a fashion war, and a TikTok expose all wrapped in one. Y'all let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Are y'all finna go run it up at Temu and Shein? Who do you think is gonna win this trade war? Y'all let me know your thoughts down in the comment section, and I'll see you at the next one. Later.
We don't care. We don't care. China has been here for 5,000 years. Most of the time, there was no United States, and we survived. And if the United States wants to bully China, we will deal with the situation without the United States. And we expect to survive for another 5,000 years.